What's up, everybody out there? How you doing? Thank you so much for clicking that thumbnail over here at Pepe La View. I appreciate it. Yes, I do. Thank you, new viewers, you returning viewers, and you subscribers. Thank you for leaving comments as well. Woo! Now, I told you I was going to eventually start talking about soul men. And I had a particular soul man that I wanted to start out with. However, that didn't happen. No, it didn't. Well, the internet is not smart at all. Once you start talking about a particular thing or researching a particular thing, then all of a sudden, similar things shows up on your news feed. As I said before, I thought I disabled that on my social media pages, but I guess things have a way of bobbing to the surface anyway. And this is okay that he did. Alexander O'Neal. Now, about 2 weeks ago, Alexander O'Neal popped up on my social media page, his Facebook social media page, showed up on my Facebook timeline. And I'm looking like, okay, wow, Alexander O'Neal is calling it quits. Like this is his farewell tour. And let me say, I'm trying to handle this with dignity and respect. I don't really like to, go there with my favorite R&B divas. And I definitely don't like to go there, of course, with my favorite soul men either. However, every now and then, not every now and then, I try to find a particular story or an angle and then go from there. So yes, do I cover everything that you guys think that I probably should cover? No, I don't. And trust me, I am very well aware of that. However, I'm introducing some people, new people, to, these artists. And so go out, do yourself a favor and check them out yourselves. You are going to be pleasantly surprised, even with Alexander O'Neal. So I couldn't shake this angle for the past 2 weeks. And so finally I was like, okay, let me just go ahead on and let's discuss this. And that is, of course, his farewell tour. And if you saw his unsung, by the way, he shared it with Sherelle, and I don't know why they did that, but anyway, they did. I thought they should have had their separate shows. Long story short, short story long. In it, he talked about his substance abuse and how that affected his career, and not for the better. And as a matter of fact, I think it was it this album? This is the greatest hits album, but I think the cover is All True Man. What was the name of that? Alexander, oh gosh, see y'all making me think. Let me skip that, but I think it's 1991, right? Did he come out in 1991 with All True Man? We'll get to that in a minute. I'm going to assume that's the name of the album as well. Yes, I'm going to assume it's the name of the album. Long story short, short story long. And I think at that moment in time, somewhere either it was the recording of that album or maybe the album after that one where things started to become an issue with, hey, if we're going to go in and record with him, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis says, then he definitely has to be sober. And I think I agree with that. You want to make sure that you're getting the best out of the artist vocally, mentally, spiritually, physically. I mean, you have to. These are guys who understand the total package when it comes to, recording a record. And not only that, but hopefully the professional part about it as well, which means showing up on time. And sometimes, people who have these, substance abuse issues, they're not showing up on time. It's costing the studios and everybody money, or the record company and the producers money, when they're not showing up on time, the artists, that is. And so all of that is understandable. However, I recall, and it's been years since I've seen his unsung, but I recall Alexander O'Neal saying, well, I could have been like those other artists and basically not talked about it, but he decided, he was going to be truthful about the fact that, yes, I've struggled with substance abuse. And as I said, I'm wondering if this has a lot to do with him, retiring from, I guess, touring. Hopefully maybe he'll show up on a record here or there for the most part, but maybe he's retiring just from touring. Anywho, So that's the part that I really and truly tried to handle with some dignity and respect, as far as him saying that, he's battled with substance abuse. Now, I remember having a conversation with a person a few months ago about something similar to this, not the substance abuse, but our favorite artists, when they get into their 60s, 70s, and 80s, and you see them continue to perform, and it's more like they're performing out of necessity, some of them, and not so much the love of the of what they do. If they're not performing, then how they're going to make their living, how they're going to live. And well, this is what they do. They sing, they write, they produce, they do all of that stuff. And so here you have it. So it's bittersweet, I would have to say. When I saw it show up on my timeline, I was like, okay, oh, wow. And I have to admit, the first thing that I thought about was the substance abuse. Then the second thing I thought about was, oh, wow, I've never seen Alexander O'Neal perform. I probably won't see him perform, live. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I thought about, oh, well, how is he going to, continue to live, so to speak, his livelihood, cost of living, and hopefully what has happened with this farewell tours, they have, hopefully embarked on a good financial plan for him, to continue to, live out the rest of his days comfortably, hopefully. But there's another aspect to this that I also want to talk about when it comes to his farewell tour. But let's just talk about what he said on his social media page. Hi, guys. After nearly 5 decades in the business, it is with great excitement that I am announcing the first dates for my farewell tour, titled Time to Say Goodbye. I'll be hitting the road one final time, with farewell dates to extend around the globe until mid-2024. Oh, okay. Well, hopefully he will come over into the States. I'm going to talk about that. Time to Say Goodbye will take the audience on a wonderful journey through my career with never before seen photos, testimonies, and tributes. Wow, I have to follow this now. All said to the tune of some of my most iconic songs. I've had an amazing career. Yes, you have, Alexander. And I'm so grateful to my fans for their unwavering support over the years. You are so welcome, Alexander. I'm excited to hit the road one last time and give you a night you'll never forget. More shows will be added soon. Keep checking back for updates. Much love, Alex. Alexander O'Neal, Time to Say Goodbye, farewell tour. 3 Sexy Entertainment, Crosstown Concerts, live music venue, soul music, R&B, Minneapolis, Minnesota, Minneapolis. So right now is what I want to talk about, because I didn't read this, all of it in its entirety. I have to admit that I basically stopped when I saw there was a farewell tour. And then when I started to look at this more, now I was like, oh my gosh, he's not even in the States right now. He's not. So hopefully, again, he'll come over into, the States and perform for us. And something that I don't do that I did this time around, I don't read other people's comments up on the other people's pages. I just don't do it. But one man said, well, let me see what people are saying about Alexander. And for the most part, everything is wonderful. You are a great audience. Songbird said, one of my favorite back in the day. Grateful to see you grateful I got to see you a few years back in LA. Okay. And then I continue to, go down to see if someone probably thought about things the way I thought about them. I have to be honest. I did that. And someone said, saw him in Homefort, in the UK 4 years ago. Backing singers and musicians held the show together. Well done. He could never have got through it alone. Sang a few bars of the song and backing singers did the rest. Giants of Soul last year, which he took part in and sang a couple of songs, were more manageable for him. A full concert, nope. Awesome in his day, though. Okay. And someone else says, I agree, was amazing live at his peak, but he's painful to watch now. Saw him a couple of years ago at a local event, was not good at all. I say, time to say goodbye is long gone. And it is what it is. Yeah. But anyway, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful artist Alexander O'Neal is. And, we pray for him over here. We really and truly do pray for him that, hopefully it won't be a farewell. You know what I'm saying? Like, hopefully he will show up and do shows. I would like to think so. Hopefully just not, I don't know. I think at this moment in time, for an artist like Alexander O'Neal, I don't know, it has such a great song. I think people will probably still come out to watch him. But maybe, I don't know, maybe a show a month? Is that too much to ask after this farewell tour? Or is it? We'll find out. I didn't search anything on social media to find out if someone has interviewed him or not about why he's doing this farewell tour. I can only assume on my part that this is the reason why. It's just probably getting to the point where this thing is becoming too much for him, for his, physical health. And 12 minutes in, and we have not even talked about the music. When I think about Alexander O'Neal and his music, there's not too much that comes to mind that is bad. Like, he's done great for himself musically. He really has. And I think the thing that surprised me the most is that for the most part, some of those songs that we enjoyed by him back in the day definitely showed up on the pop charts. So he was definitely a contender, or he got a lot of recognition, I would say, that when it comes to him and his music on the pop charts. With songs like, and I think probably the most popular songs in his catalog as it relates to the pop charts would definitely have to be Saturday Love and Never Knew Love Like This. I would like to think were probably and of course Fake. So Saturday Love, Fake, and Never Knew Love Like This were definitely some major hits for him in the 1980s as it relates to the pop charts. And wow, I just thought about that. Two of his biggest hits, Saturday Love and Never Knew Love Like This, were duets with Sherelle. Interesting. That's all. Because I was about to make the comment that, well, he's done pretty well for himself, on the pop charts on that side of things. But to have two of your biggest hits that you share with another artist. Wow. See, you never know where you're going to go over here. Well, the thing that came to my mind, and let me know how you feel about this. Those songs leave you wanting the singer to show up to perform those songs with the artist, right? So to go to an Alexander O'Neal concert and he's singing Saturday Love by himself, or with another R&B diva, you're like, nah, where's Sherelle? It ain't right without Sherelle. Now, I have to admit, there is one artist, and I think you already know what I'm about to say, but there is one artist I've gone to see several times over and over again, and I really don't even miss the artist, not being there, and that would be Angela Winbush. When she, of course, going to her concert, you're not thinking about Renee Moore. I mean, it's just what it is. He's there, but it's kind of like, oh, okay. And I think it's because she's such a wonderful singer. I mean, a great singer to you like, okay, yeah, she good. But now if I would have gone to a Renee concert, I'd be like, who is this child up here trying to sing Angela's part? Who is this? You see what I'm saying? So it would leave you wanting. But I know some of you out there are probably saying as well, but Alexander O'Neal, when you think about it, you got Fake, what is it, Sunshine, what is it? I'm trying to guess, and here's the CD right here in my face. So you have Criticize, Sunshine, right? What's the other song? Because I have the greatest hits. So yeah, let's just go ahead on and look. I don't have to try to guess. Well, this is the greatest hits, right? So he has on here 15 songs. 15 songs on here. Wow, that is a decent show. What? So on here's Never Knew Love Like This, Innocent, Fake, All True Man, Criticize, Saturday Love, If You Were Here Tonight. That's what I was trying to remember. Hearsay, What Can I Say to Make You Love Me? The Lovers. What's Missing? Oh my gosh, I love What's Missing. A Broken Heart Can Mend. Ooh, but what is this thing called love? I'm here to tell you that song I can hit repeat 10 times when it comes to what is this thing called love. I love that song. You Were Meant to Be My Lady, and Love Makes No Sense. So I understand. Maybe I need to go back on that part with an Alexander O'Neal concert, but I'm here to tell you, at the end of the day, though, when whoever's showing up to sing Sherelle's parts in his shows, I would question. I'd be like, I would want Sherelle to show up at every show of his, and sing that song, singing her parts, which is probably the reason why Unsung put them together like that, because I don't know. This is kind of like, yeah, we don't want to hear somebody else. And maybe they just thought in our heads, these two, Alexander O'Neal and Sherelle, are so, for whatever reason, ingrained in our heads as far as them being, duet partners or together musically, that we just can't seem to separate them. And again, I think it has a lot to do with how you guys just gelled together, meshed together so well that we're like, no, we can't. It's kind of like Tina Marie and Rick James. Like, no, we can't split that up. Y'all did it too good. That's the problem. They did it too good. See, sometimes you can do it too good until it's kind of like, nah, don't. Yeah, but yeah. I don't know. It's a shame that the music industry has not been very supportive of artists. I mean, I don't think they have a retirement or anything like that. I mean, now that I think about it, with these artists, when they were signing contracts back in the day, and I guess, it depends on what kind of deal, because everyone's deal is different, even though they talk about, well, this is a new artist, so you get the new, the standard deal, so to speak. Well, it's sad to say that in that deal, there's no money in that deal that's actually set aside for that artist and put into retirement. I would like to think so. It should have been. And it should have been based on the, I won't say the cost of living, I guess based on just the average rate, of people pulling their money out from for retirement. So I don't know. I'm just throwing out a number. So every year, a record company should have set aside at least, I don't know, maybe $12,000, $12,500 a year set aside for that artist's retirement. I would like to think so. I mean, it's something, you know. Yeah. Every year the artist is signed to the record company. They should have did that. Like, you can't touch your money when you're working if they have a what. So it'll be a now 403B. That's more like a nonprofit, isn't it? 403B. So whatever the retirement plan is for, regular jobs. I'm sorry, but why did I yawn? It's late and I'm tired, y'all. It's just what it is. Sorry. But yeah. I don't know. We'll talk more about Alexander O'Neal, I'm sure. I'm so sure we'll talk more about him. Yeah, I mean, I want to talk about obviously the things with Prince when he was in the band. Wasn't he in the band the time? Was it the time he was in the band? He was the lead singer, and the Pope supposedly he was kicked out of the time because he was too dark or something like that. Definitely could pull it off. I think he could. It's yeah, but I mean, look where he ended up. As far as musically, you know, I don't know. Well, anyway, much luck to you, Alexander O'Neal. We're definitely praying for you over here, uplifting you, my brother. Thank you so much for the catalog of music. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah. Well, over here, Pepe La Vie, you already know what we say. As Alexander O'Neal has done, put your behind where your heart desires to be. And remember, whenever I leave my mother's presence, she always says to me, baby, remember, I love you, but God loves you best. And on that note, I'll see you next video. And until then, take care of yourself.